lovelies, welcome or welcome back. In today's video, we're setting up my July 2025 bullet journal together. And before we get started, let's have a quick look back at the other bullet journal themes I've done so far this year. So January was a pink and grey bow theme. February was all about love hearts. March had strawberries. April was yellow and green patchwork. And a soft blue and purple floral theme for May, and little orange and blue flowers for June. So I've been using acrylic markers for both my bullet journal and my planners over the past couple months, and I absolutely love them. So we are sticking with them again for July. Here are my swatch pages for my Artix acrylic markers. I've picked these soft blues and green because this month's theme is inspired by Monet's water lilies. A couple of weeks ago, I went to an exhibition at our art gallery here in Auckland called A Century of Modern Art, which had works from lots of well-known artists, and Monet's water lily masterpiece was definitely one of my favorites. I felt like these colors really captured that water lily vibe. I'll put a picture here. And I'm doing a pixel style pattern to loosely reflect the impressionist style, well, in a way. So I have 5 colors in this pattern. Originally, I wanted to do a more structured layout so I could fill in one color at a time and not have to keep swapping pens. But honestly, I couldn't figure it out. I even asked ChatGPT and still didn't get there. So I decided to just wing it. The simple rule is that I don't want 2 of the same color next to each other, and I also want the dark blue to appear the least and the purple slightly more than the dark blue, but still less than the rest. So it's easiest to just do it manually, no formula, no maths, totally random. And one little hiccup here, this purple pen dried out because I didn't cap it properly, but I soaked the tape in water for 30 minutes, then popped it into a pen holder taped down for a few hours, and now it's good as new. Just thought it might be a handy tip in case you ever run into the same issue. I'm really glad I went to the exhibition. Being inspired by the water lilies made it super easy to come up with a theme this month. Usually it takes me a while to decide, and being in the southern hemisphere, it's sometimes hard to pick a seasonal theme that others can relate to. And although water lilies bloom in summer, the colors I picked this time lean more blue, which actually suits Auckland's rainy winter really well. There's no snow here, just so much rain and grey skies. It's rare to get a full sunny day this time of the year. And also, I found these matching press-on nails. How good is that? I actually bought them ages ago and completely forgot about them. But when I found them before filming, I was surprised at how well they match the theme colors. Honestly, I didn't pick my pen based on my nails, alright? I just wish they were oval shaped, but honestly, they are pretty much perfect and I love them. And I'm just filling in the squares in a more relaxed style this month, not worrying about leaving a bit of white space in some squares, so the whole spread feels a little softer and breezier. I'm using a dotted journal, so I just follow the dots as a guide. With 5 colors, it's actually pretty easy to make sure the same colors don't end up next to each other. And since these are acrylic markers, I can always layer over mistakes, super handy. The journal I'm using is the Paper Ideas Dotted Notebook in A5. It's got 188 pages of 100 GSM paper, and it holds up really well with most water-based markers and highlighters. Even with acrylic markers, it does a great job. These journals are available in my stationery shop, hedgehogjournals.com. I'll pop the link in the description box below. We ship to New Zealand, Australia, the US, Canada, and Japan. If you're outside those areas, feel free to message us. We might still be able to send it to you. Alright, the cover page is now all filled in and I'm adding the July title. I decided to use a white marker this time just for something different, and I'm doing 2 layers just so the white stands out a little bit more. And because it's a water lily theme, the white ink gives this slightly misty, dreamy effect, like a foggy garden morning beside a pond. So nice. Now moving to the left for the monthly calendar, I'm doing similar squares, just larger. Again, going with my relaxed strokes, letting them come in and out a little and still making sure no same colors are side by side. I'm also skipping the dark blue in the calendar squares so I can still see my drawings later on. So simple and easy, my July cover is done and I really love this color combo. It's so different but it works surprisingly well. Now let's move on to the weekly logs. This is the page right after the monthly cover, and as you can see, no bleeding at all, and I use my grid spacing sheet to quickly mark where the frame goes and then start drawing. So for the first week, I'm using the pixel style again, drawing little blocks to frame each day. These markers are super juicy and smooth. The ink flows straight away and dries pretty fast too. Even though the tapes look thick, they are actually really flexible, so doing smaller details like these squares is no problem. And yeah, there's a lot of pen swapping, but the process is actually really relaxing and satisfying. You just zone in on the pattern and don't need to think about anything else. I love that. For the days and days of the week, I'm doing a freehand background with thicker strokes, then layering the dates on top using the dark blue so everything blends in nicely. Alright, week 1 is done, on to week 2 now. For week 2, I'm trying a cross layout, and this time I just wanted to be a bit braver and go with both strokes in different colors side by side. I'm also drawing right up to the edge of the page, so I put another piece of paper underneath to protect the next page. The paper I use at the back is more of a pure white, like printer paper, so now you can see the color difference between my bullet journal and normal white paper. This journal has a soft, creamy, olive tint, which is a lot softer on your eyes. I know page color is important to lots of people, and I've had a few customers message me asking exactly what color this journal paper is, so there you go. I'm drawing all the frames first and making sure they are connected with no gaps, and then I just put one line in between the 2 pages as part of the frame as well. After that, I add thinner lines as dividers in the middle to make it into 8 blocks. If you're new here, that's 7 days of the week plus 1 for a weekly review. I reckon it turned out surprisingly well, and it was so much quicker than the pixel layout. Then I just added the days and days of the week using my Sakura Pigma black pen. I didn't feel like I needed more colors inside the frame, just keep the headings simple. And for week 3, I went back to the pixel style, just giving it another go, but honestly, I think I like the week 2 style better. It's something I've never tried before and it turned out amazingly good. So I'm sticking with the bold stroke style for week 4 and 5. I think this color combo really helped. It might not have felt the same if I used brighter shades because the colors I picked are all low saturation, soft-toned hues, and it actually also shows that acrylic markers aren't just for bright and bold drawings. You can go gentle and detailed as well. And if you haven't seen my other videos, I mainly use my bullet journal for habit tracking, which I set up at the beginning of the year, and daily reflections, which is what I'm setting up now. So I do a new theme every month, and since this section is for journaling, I need decent writing space instead of just ticking boxes. I use a separate planner for that kind of stuff, so that's why you see plenty of writing space for each day here. And for each weekly log, I like to switch up the layout a bit just to keep things fresh and fun. And there we go, my July 2025 bullet journal setup is all done. Let's do a final flip through. I'm really loving this color palette. It feels soft and gentle, quite different from the rest of the year so far. And I think when I do my end of year flip through, this month will really stand out. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. If you're in Northern Hemisphere, enjoy your summer and soak up the sunshine. If you're like me down here in the South, stay warm and look after yourself. If you have any questions or suggestions, pop them in the comments below. I'll see you again soon.